This is a Retail Insider video podcast. You're watching a mall tour.
It's Craig Patterson here for Retail Insider. We're doing a tour of the Park Royal Shopping Centre in West Vancouver. I've actually got with me here Lee Ribbett, who did the video for this tour of the shopping centre. He's far more familiar with Park Royal than I am, given that, Lee, you live just outside of West Vancouver.
I do. Hello, everybody.
What we're going to be doing first is Park Royal is broken down basically into three sections. There's Park Royal South, which we'll start with at first. There's the Village at Park Royal, which is an outdoor component to the shopping centre. And there's also a older north component to Park Royal Shopping Centre. Quick little bit of background information for everyone. Park Royal was built in 1950. I believe it was the first shopping centre of its kind in the Vancouver Lower Mainland area. It was developed in a partnership with Woodward's department stores, and Woodward's was once the anchor of that shopping center, and now that space is occupied by Hudson's Bay department store. And as a bit of a breakdown, I was doing the Retail Council of Canada Shopping Centre Studies. Park Royal is owned by Larco Investments. It's about 1.5 million square feet in total. Prior to COVID-19, it got over 15 million annual visitors. The shopping centre has about 280 stores. It's approaching 6,000 parking spaces in the shopping centre, and it was also one of the most productive shopping centres before COVID. Everything's changed, obviously, at more than $1,342 per square foot. So this is definitely a leading shopping center in Canada. So let's take a little tour of the mall here, and we're going to zip through, starting with Park Royal South in the interior mall. So
we basically started here, and right at the entrance of Simon's is right across the street from the Home Depot, which I've been to a lot. When you slide into these doors, like right off the bat is the Simon's, and normally not during COVID, this is usually busy and bustling, but leading up to now COVID timeframe, there's usually a line up right in front of all that Simon's footage to get into the mall once they open. But other than that, the Stampede goes in, and then it's free flow for the rest of the day.
Yeah, that Simon's store is just over 100,000 square feet. It was opened in the fall of 2015, so it's going to be celebrating its 5th birthday. Those that aren't aware, it's a Quebec City-based large format fashion retailer, carries a range of fashion from the affordable private label up to some pricier designer fashions, and it also has a restaurant in there that we went to. This is a store called Plenty. There's several locations. I think just in British Columbia, it's a Vancouver-based women's fashion retailer. La Vie en Rose is our next tenant here, a women's lingerie and underwear retailer, apparently doing quite well.
Change is down the way as well, by the way. Got American Eagle and Hatley, House of Knives, Chuck E. Cheese, not Chuck E. Cheese, Chucky. Oh, here's Change. Yes, here we go.
Tony Flan's broker, he represents them. We got written about them so much. Change is known for having bra sizes that fit more robust women. So that's why actually Change is quite a popular retailer.
9 West was closed. I don't know why that was closed while I was there. Everything else is open.
And I don't have specific information on what's happening with 9 West right now in Canada, but this is the Sport Chek store. I checked. It's just over 50,000 square feet. It's one of their flagship stores. So Sport Chek, it's a sporting goods retailer. It's opened some of these large format flagship stores around the country. Really interesting, very, very digital heavy. MAC Cosmetics started in Toronto, but now it's part of a big conglomerate, Estee Lauder.
And then Rolex.
Rolex store. Fancy. That'd probably be the most luxurious retailer in Park Royal in terms of having that presence. On the mall map, it shows as being a separate store, but it's actually part of Ligaro Jewelers, a Vancouver-based high-end jewelry store.
And then Bailey Nelson, it's like a shorter store based on the map there.
Yeah, eyewear retailer. Bailey Nelson's been expanding around the country.
Tony Bahamas was in the Village and moved into this space.
That's right. I wonder, they look closed there, but it might just be, not every retailer is open yet.
Soft Mock was over by the food court-ish area, and they relocated to this section.
Soft Mock's been replacing or opening new stores with this. It's a nicer looking store concept.
And this is Jack by JC.
Yeah, interesting facade if you look at it, because it isn't super branded. But so Helen Seawalk, one of our Vancouver correspondents, she wrote an article, I think more than one actually, about the Jack by JC. She was a Vancouver-based fashion designer. The brand didn't do so well in the first time around in Vancouver. She went over to China China, the brand really took off, and now they're doing a store expansion all over the place. I like this far off view here. You kind of get a look at the dynamic atrium area here. Michael Hill Jewelers from Australia.
Michael Hill.
They closed one Canadian store. I'm not sure where, but Canada's generally been a bright spot for them. You know what's interesting is they've got this Atmosphere store here, and they also have the giant Sport Check because it is the same company, right? So the fact is they've actually got more than that 51,000 square feet in the one store. There's an Atmosphere store.
And then Purdy's, yum, peanut butter things are amazing from here. I will eat them forever.
I've had the hedgehogs. I think they do them in peanut butter, don't they? Purdy's is known for the chocolate hedgehogs. They're not real hedgehogs. So Carter's Oshkosh is interesting. It's an American children's retailer, and the collection will be carried in the new Buy Away $10 store opening in Toronto in November. So.
And then we're back up on the other side of the mall. So this is the U-turn at the end of the mall. Now we're heading back to where we came from. I think right off the bat, we got a TELUS store. TELUS
has done a nice job with they've updated their store concept.
But then it's the Soft Mock old location.
Ah, look at that.
You can kind of tell because the sign's there. And then Blue Ruby.
Yeah, Blue Ruby, Vancouver-based jeweler. I think their flagship store is on Robson Street. Dusheng Li, yeah. So Dusheng Li, it's from Taiwan. A husband and wife team opened this as a franchise location for the brand. Yeah. Swimco, they filed for bankruptcy protection, but they're coming out of it. They're not closing that many stores, and this one appears to be open, which is great. Yeah, Hills of Kerrisdale. Dry goods, I should say, because it's part of the Aritzia family. Aritzia was the trend department. So now they're kind of, this Hills concept is expanding.
And we have Burke's. Followed by a closed Le Chateau.
Oh, no, yeah. Iconic Burke's Jewelers. Yeah, Le Chateau, I remember it being there.
Yeah, you can see like the signage, like, how it used to be there, and it's faded.
This probably was a Le Chateau men's store, I'm just guessing, probably. Oh, God, my favorite tea in the world, I think. Murchie's is a Vancouver-based coffee and tea purveyor. Very flavorful teas, and I'm jealous that Vancouver has Murchie's stores. Aldo filed for bankruptcy protection. They'll be closing about half their stores, but this one's open. This is great. So kind of doesn't surprise me because Park Royal obviously is a very important shopping center. It's one of the leading malls in the Vancouver Lower Mainland as well as in Canada.
And then Boathouse.
I want to get a hold of Herschel. You notice in the windows there's a lot of Herschel stuff. Herschel seems to be collaborating with every retailer. There's a huge pop-up at Hudson Bay in Toronto as well. So
then we hopped up to the second floor. So I went up the escalator to where we would have gotten to this floor.
Here we go. We are up the escalator. We had the Brick Furniture Store. This is a grocery store, the Osaka Market.
Yay. Yep. They have amazing everything under the sun.
Look at that. Security guard there. Hennessy Salon and Spas.
Kid store, dentist, and then a mystery store that's closed on the corner here. Oh, this is a mobile clinic, followed by a Shaw store that's about to open, which is interesting because TELUS went and bought the mobile clinic.
That's right, yeah. So, mobile clinic was bought by TELUS. You got it. And then Shaw, as we reported, is doing all of these new concept stores in BC and Alberta. Miniso has got some controversy to it, and that controversy has not ended. This looks like a food court here.
Yeah, so we're going to go whiz by the food court here.
Ooh, I'm hungry. Yeah, looks like a nice food court. Look at that. Yeah. So can parents drop their kids off and they can play in that area?
I don't know if it's kind of like the IKEA, check your kid in kind of thing, but Steamoji, don't know what that is.
Yeah, me neither.
Wasn't this the hangers that is now replaced with something else? Like this is a Mavi?
Mavi jeans, yeah.
Or was it hangers across the way? Is that the mystery one that closed?
Geez, it could have been. I actually don't know.
Yeah. And then next, Ardennes.
There we are. How big is that Ardennes? Is it one of those super... Oh, no, here's the floor plan. We've got it. Oh, it's not like super huge, but they introduced menswear. We have that in Retail Insider. And
it just came out, yeah.
But only a few stores carry the menswear. I'd have to check.
And then that's pretty much it. There's no more stores. And from here, we're going to shuffle on to the outside version of the Park Royal South.
Yeah.
Starting at the Shoppers Drug Mart to the left, there's a McDonald's right there. There's a Hot Pot. This used to be a macaroon place store that's closed now on the corner here.
Oh.
Or Bourge.
Oh, Favorg, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like all the chandeliers and stuff are gone. It used to be a really nice little restaurant-y kind of place.
Oh.
This is Free People.
Free People, yes.
Yeah.
Here's Browns. Look at that. That's a nice looking facade.
And there's two people ready to basically maul you with hand sanitizer if you were to go into the Brown store.
Hey, I'll take it. Big Anthropologie store. They closed the one in Yorkville and Toronto here.
We're going to take a right turn to kind of take a look at the Lush.
Peloton, excellent. Finally. Peloton, I might be speaking out of turn, but there'll be a new downtown location announced pretty soon. The deal is either finished or just about to finish. So cool. Insider info given. But I won't say where. I won't say where because I just don't want to get anybody into trouble. So you notice Levi's here. Levi's didn't really have many stores in Canada, and they've been opening quite a few. It's their direct to consumer push in terms of having their own stores. So eventually there'll be less Levi's, say, in a department store, and you'll actually go to a Levi's store to buy them. So this is a mega Zara. Like there's a Zara men's section and a Zara women's section. It's huge. It is. I got a great pair of pants there, if you remember when I was there in November.
Yes.
They were great. I got to find those.
They closed a lot of the doors and they only let you go into one now. So
yeah,
just for COVID. Yeah,
COVID has sort of messed things up.
We're going to make a U-turn here. There's more restaurants like Five Guys and a couple others down the way, and Kim's grocery store, but like it's right next to this construction. This is the big like condo tower that's going up. It's going to be all rentals.
Yep.
Urban Outfitters. You got the stairs to go up to the Y Yoga, followed by the empty Michael Kors, and then you'll get a brief blink at the Kate Spade that's still open in the RYU.
RYU is interesting. It was a athletic brand. Marcello Leone basically took the brand, but the company's hit a bit of a financial snag, unfortunately, and I'm not sure what the future is going to be at all in terms of having retail stores. So, in
the restaurant here,
I'm noticing lots of great food and beverage options at Park Royal.
Yeah,
that's great. That's what you got to do, I think, with the shopping center is have a place for people to linger and eat. It's got an outdoor patio. That's greght. So great.
Yeah.
Bigger Ritzy store. Lots of Ritzy stores are big. Ritzy is Vancouver-based women's wear retailer. Sephora, Behemoth, beauty retailer, of course. This used
to be a Loft that looks very desolate.
That was Loft, owned by Ann Taylor, basically a spinoff of Ann Taylor, and they closed their stores in Canada.
And Forever 21, which is now
Spirit Halloween. Yeah. I know they were negotiating for an international retailer to go in there. I won't say which one because we were probably told in confidence, but hopefully the deal is done. I won't say the name, but it's from Asia.
At the Village.
So we're at the Village at Park Royal. It's a great outdoor shopping center. It's really diverse, like a real range of tenants.
Yeah, we're strong on the north side, which is a little like it's the road less traveled. That's why I hit it first. It's the backside of like Roots. But back into the Cactus Club, most people park over here and then just stroll in. Like across from it is the main entrance for Whole Foods, where they have social distancing, all the kind of like lineups to be able to get in. And then that's as far as we go on this side before we cut over to the beginning of the main strip of the Village. I think that's a HomeSense entrance. So that goes up to the top floor, and then Michael's is the entrance we're coming around to right now. To the left of that is going to be Lululemon men's, a separate men's store. So I bought some clothing from it. You can see the Lululemon that's coming up. Come on, right there.
This might be the only standalone Lululemon men's store in the world.
Really?
Yeah, I think so, because they had two others.
And then literally in the adjacent building here is the women's.
So they are separate.
Totally separate, not even the same building. Oh. And the Kapashi that used to be there, that's closed.
Oscar, women's fashion brand.
Carapacini.
Another women's fashion brand. Mascara Mode, Montreal-based women's fashion brand. Most of the clothing is from Italy. They've been expanding.
You bet.
Stuart Weitzman Footwear. I'm glad to see this one's open because my downtown store is closed.
And then I will eat my way through Lindt any day. They even have hot chocolate. Yum, yum.
Oh, yeah.
And then Sullivan, which is kind of an activewear brand. Right next to the Nike store, which is also a Nike, and the washrooms there, by the way. After the Nike store, then it turns into a wine store that's connected to the Village Tap House restaurant. And that is literally across the street from the Whole Foods, which also has patio space and stuff. So it's a hub corner. Like this is like the epicenter of the Village itself. And Old Navy, which 50% off of everything.
Oh my.
We have a Tesla dealership that's coming up. I think we had an article on that too, didn't we, Craig?
We did. I wrote that one.
Yeah.
I've heard this Tesla dealership does very well.
Well, they have the charging stations and everything there too. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah. We checked the square footage before we started recording this, and it appears to be 72,000 square feet, this Home Depot, which is actually pretty big. I guess the average Home Depot is about 105,000 square feet. So this isn't like that much smaller, but this is a much more, like you said, urban type of concept.
But we're coming up to the Starbucks that used to be connected, and now they completely sealed it off pre-COVID. So it's not a COVID thing. Like literally, I would go into the Starbucks thinking I could get into Home Depot. Yeah, no, come back out.
Oh, I wonder why they did that.
No idea. But you can see across the street, that's the Simons that we started our big tour on. And I did stop the video here and then run across the street and started coming back. And Delaney's closed. But right onto the right here, this is the Delaney coffee shop. It's empty, like ghost town.
I wonder if it's just the one location or...
No. This is the Oaken Fort location that we're coming up to that we kind of went on the other side to kick off the video.
Yep.
Oaken Fort, followed by a very open, you can see people going in and, this is Oaken Fort.
Oaken Fort is it's a fairly reasonably priced women's fashion brand. This will be one to watch. I've been told that the company's distressed. So hopefully it'll be around in 2021.
And then next to it is a very open and lively Roots, which is not a very open storefront on the other side of the building where we started. So it is still live and well.
Excellent. Yeah, Roots had some struggles financially, but hope to goodness.
And then Icebreaker is the, I think, New Zealand.
Yeah, Icebreaker Merino Wool. They have expanded into Canada in a big way, which is great.
And this is the Urban Barn furniture store.
This is like the main entrance. I know Rick Bohannes. He's the founder of Urban Barn, and he's not with the company anymore. He sold it years ago. But
and they have Endy as well, by the way.
Oh, they have Endy in there.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
Now you can see the umbrellas on the right that are yellow. That would be the Cactus Club Cafe. You can see this is a Whole Foods. So this is kind of the seating area. And we're across from that tap house, restaurant and wine place across the road there. This is the Sage.
Oh yeah. Sage is interesting. Apparently L Catterton, it's in the investment arm of LVMH or Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy, took a major share in Sage. And there was an article in BC Business Magazine that said that the founders of Sage Natural Wellness were actually pushed out by L Catterton and they have a new CEO. They issued a press release that was all very nice, saying, "Oh, we have a new CEO," and the founders, congratulated her for coming in. But the article, again, I'm only saying it's an article. I don't know the facts, but that article was pretty scathing, saying that they were pushed out of their own company. So, anyways,
wow,
that's all I can confirm is there was an article about it. David's Tea, if that's still open, it won't be for long. It looks great.
No, like if you go up to the doors, like you can see there's piles of garbage bags and there's like no fixtures or anything. It's done.
Oh, no, yeah. There's Kitten Ace, Vancouver-based business started by Chip Wilson's wife and son. Chip was certainly behind it. He just wasn't admitting it at the time. And it was actually sold. Good to see it's still open there next to the...
And then they have Zing, which is a great paper store. I get all kinds of like handcrafted cards from there for birthdays and such. And then Cafe Artigiano, which is my favorite coffee sponsor, a podcaster. Thank you. And then we have Park Royal North, which we did not visit during the tour. And you can kind of see if you pause it that we have the Hudson Bay, followed by Saks off Fifth, and then the liquor store, Steve Nash, which is now closed. I think somebody's taking that over. I don't know if we know yet, or can talk about it.
I do, but we can't say, I don't think. Okay. It's fitness though, and it's more upscale.
Okay. Yay. And of course the Gap, and then the Loblaw City Market, which is a cheaper version than the Whole Foods across the street on this side of the Marine Drive there. And London Drugs with, I think, a Pet Smart, and then RBC. Excellent. And I think there's a couple other things like dry cleaners and stuff like that in those little compartments there, but that's pretty much it.
Interesting. But I noticed, so the Hudson Bay company, the Hudson Bay store is about 165,000 square feet. Saks off Fifth is owned by the Hudson Bay company. It's their off-price division. What I noticed about the mall here is there are 3 grocery stores, So we saw Oscar, we saw Whole Foods, and Loblaw City Market on the north side, which is, a bit of a distance away from the south side of the mall. There's 2 drugstores. There's a Shoppers Drug Mart on the south side, and then there's a London Drugs in Park Royal North, and lots of banks. So this is like a mini city center. All they need now is a whole bunch of housing on site, and that's coming.
Yeah, you can see at the Gateway Park Royal, like at the bottom right-ish of the screen.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that's the housing section.
Oh, very interesting.
There is our tour.
Yeah, thank you so much, Lee, for taking us on this tour of Park Royal. I couldn't have done it myself for the fact that I'm not flying out to BC anytime soon.
With COVID. Yeah. Well, thanks again for everyone listening, and please take a moment to subscribe to our podcast, and we would appreciate it if you left a review with your podcast provider to help others find us too. And just a gentle reminder, we do have an email newsletter that you can subscribe to that goes out every weekday morning, and it has a link to the Canadian news from around the web that we've curated from the previous day, as well as links to our recently published articles exclusive to Retail Insider. If you go to our website, retail-insider.com, you can find the subscribe area towards the bottom of our main page, and then you can get that email into your inbox every morning. So thanks everyone for listening, and we'll have more of these coming ahead.
You betcha. We'll be touring all around the country here.
Bye everyone.